Hi, good morning, everybody. Welcome to quarter one, week two. This video overview is designed to go through some of the main ideas for this week, topics that we're going to cover, activities, as well as to provide some updates and information to help you be successful with online learning this week. Just as a reminder, announcements pop up at the top of your screen, or you can access them through the quick link here at the bottom where you'll be able to see all announcements. So that's just a reminder of how to get to announcements. That this week's announcement will be published soon. So let's take a look. Alright, so remember that there's information also posted below the video that you are watching right now. But basically remember that this week, because we did not have school Monday, our bell schedule this week is B day, A day, A day, B day. So when we lose a day in a week, whatever day we lose, that's what happens now on Wednesdays. So since we didn't have school Monday and Monday was an A day, our Wednesday now becomes an A day. So you will have your A day classes, so periods 1, 2, 3, and 4, 2 days in a row this week. So just keep that in mind for planning purposes, that you will have your A day classes 2 days in a row. Now, there are some new resources I want to talk to you about. So if you have been absent, I've now created what I call a What Did I Miss page that will happen at the end of each module. All right, and you are responsible for making up your work asynchronously. That means outside of class time. And you will need to reach out to me via email, class discussions, or attend live office hours if you need extra assistance completing these tasks. Just because you are absent from class does not mean that you are excused from the work, okay? So just make sure you're checking in with me on that. So I'm going to go ahead and show you last week's What Did I Miss page. And these could be a good recap if you are looking to just quickly see what we did in a class period. So I have one for Monday or Tuesday, depending on what period you're in. One for Wednesday, and Wednesdays is particularly useful if you struggled with the Edpuzzle video resource. So if you were having trouble signing into Edpuzzle, joining it, watching the video, check out the What Did I Miss for Wednesday, because it will go through step by step how to set that up so that it plays correctly for you. And then finally, we had Thursday or Friday, and that was when we started our claim evidence reasoning, our first official graded assignment of the quarter. And that due date was Sunday with a deadline of this Wednesday, September 9th at 10 p.m. So just make sure if you have questions that you reach out, and the link to the scoring rubric is also here. Now, if you were absent on Friday, you will be getting an invitation to participate in a discussion board that will mimic the peer discussion that we had in class through the breakout room. So if you were absent, you still are going to need to talk to a classmate. It's just going to be through a discussion board instead of a live face-to-face discussion. Now we're going to take a quick tour of our resources for this current week, so week 2. So I'm going to go ahead and click on modules. And as you can see here, we now have our quarter 1, week 2 section here. So you'll have access to an overview page, basically going over what's happening this week. The slides that we're going to use in class this week will be embedded here, so you can access them whenever you want. And then we're going to start our pre-assessment for graphing and analyzing graphs, because that is a skill we're going to use all year. And we're going to look at it in the context of COVID-19, because there are graphs for COVID everywhere, on the news, on websites, and being able to understand what those graphs are telling us is really important. And it goes beyond just science, because business, marketing, research, like there's so many fields that use graphs to represent data that this is not just a science skill. So definitely this is going to be important to know where you're at with graphing, creating graphs, analyzing graphs. And it's a pre-assessment, so it is going to be in the practice category, and you'll be getting feedback on how you're doing, and we'll set up some goals for like what comes next. Later in the week, so by Friday, Thursday and Friday of this week, our second class meeting, we're going to start talking about kinematics, the study of motion. And we're going to look at things like position, distance, displacement, and speed and velocity, those kind of words, for describing how something moves and how we can use a graph to do that. So that is going to happen on Thursday or Friday. And so that is an overview of what is coming this week. A quick preview of the assignment itself. Since you are going to be making graphs on the computer, I did go ahead and put together some resources. So if you've never created a graph online and you prefer paper, you can absolutely still graph with paper. That's fine. Just if you plan to use the computer, I've given you 3 different websites you can use to make a graph. And these are instructions for how to use them to make your graph. If you need help with taking the slope of a graph, then our concept review resources page is going to have step-by-step instructions for how to graph, and then also how to take the slope of that graph. So if you need those step-by-step examples, use them. They're there for you. I also noticed from our tech check survey that a lot of you said that you weren't sure how to screenshot on a computer or how to take that picture and put it in a Google Doc. And so I've got instructions for how to take a screenshot that you can pick your device. And then this video goes through how to then take that image and put it into your Google Doc. And it's only the first 2 minutes. The video is a lot longer because it goes through other ways to use photos to turn in work. But for this assignment here, you are going to need to insert a screenshot, and so this will tell you how to do that. Last but not least, we have our resources for submitting an assignment through My MCPS Classroom or Canvas, and this just demonstrates how you can turn in the assignment if you need that extra step. And so here is where you would click to load the assignment in a new window. And we're going to be completing part 1 individually in class on either Tuesday or Wednesday. Part 2 you will complete in class on Tuesday or Wednesday. And part 3 you will complete individually, but you will have some time to work in class, but you might need to spend a little bit of time working outside of class to get it done. And the pre-assessment will be due Friday, so that way if you have questions, you have multiple opportunities to get in touch with me. You can send me an email. You can reach out to me via like a discussion post. So I'm going to make a discussion board for questions on the pre-assessment. Or you can come to live office hours on Thursday, our A days from 2:45 to 3:15. I will be live at our Zoom link, and you can just come by and ask questions there if you are stuck at any point in this process. And then the deadline will be Sunday at 10 p.m. And just please make sure you press submit. So that is an overview of this week's graded assignment. What I wanted to remind you about is at the very bottom of this announcement if you need the links, but anything with a upcoming due date or past due deadline is listed here. So if you have not done your syllabus signature form, your Getting to Know You Google form, or the Distance Learning Tech Check, a lot of you have, but some of you have not, please do that as soon as possible so that I can have that information so that I can best support your learning. And then just as a reminder, if you have not submitted your claim evidence reasoning pre-assessment, about 2/3 of you have, so the third of you that have not, like, you need to ask me for help or just get it done. So that is where we're at right now. So those are upcoming due dates or deadlines. And so that is our week at a glance.